Now, I take it you're aware of some of the issues I've had to deal with recently. Falling down in the street, going to hospital, camera getting broken, having to resort to the substandard Samsung phone camera. Buying a really cheap little Gorilla tripod to use as a handheld device, as it seemed the only way I could hold this phone and make videos with it comfortably. Well, yeah, it's been a bit wobbly, shaky. You probably noticed in the recent videos. I'm trying to tighten it up again and the thing's just broken off. What next? Well, there's always something different. There's always not huge important challenges of national significance, I have to admit, but there's always something new that's happening for you and for me, I'm sure. Happens to us all. And in my case, they're ridiculous things like this. Anyway, I should start the day by saying welcome to what's the city calling itself these days? Ternopil. That's right, Ternopil. Twinned with Ternopil in France and Ternopil in the USA and Ternopil in England. Yes, that's right. You can always check it on Wikipedia if you don't believe me. Here's the entrance to the hostel. A quirky place, as hostels often are. It's called Hostel Tarnopil, just to confuse matters. And the town used to be called Tarnopil, just to confuse matters. So you've got Ternopil, Ternopil, Tarnopil, Ternopil. Yeah. You can see how it gets twinned with all sorts of towns, can't you, around the world? With such a flexible and revolving name. First night at the hostel, slept like a baby, fantastic, super comfy mattress. What I would say is that would not have been the case if I'd left the window open because of the noise coming from this street, and also a building site where work starts early just across the road. Behind me. My room is also right at the top of the stairs to the second floor, and the stairs continue to the third floor. So between my thin wooden door in its non-soundproofed surround and the stairwell, you know, you're going to get some noise, aren't you, day or night. And right next to it is the beginning of the corridor which leads into where the television area is, the other rooms and dorms, the bathroom which doesn't have a separate door, the kitchen which doesn't have a separate door, and somebody was setting off their washing machine laundry cycle starting at 11 o'clock last night. Yeah. So between all the different noises, I'm really glad I had my trusty earplugs to fall back on, which I did. Oh boy, did I. Screw them in really nice and tight. And as a result, I slept really well. Just a bit stuffy in the nose because I couldn't have the window open. And even with the window open, come the morning when the traffic was, you know, sort of 6-7 o'clock-ish, as the traffic was building up, and I haven't even mentioned the rail track, which is just across the road there, and the railway announcements, which you can hear as well, which is kind of funny. The thing is, when you get a lot of things happening, in the end you just start laughing at it, if you're me anyway, because you stop getting frustrated or feeling disappointed or any of those negative thoughts. You just laugh, because what else can you do? Yeah. So when I stopped laughing this morning, I thought I'd check out the 5 electric sockets in the room. Not because that's the kind of thing I would normally do, it's just that the first one I tried last night to charge the laptop it didn't work. The second one did, and I thought, well, I'll try these other 3. Sure enough, only 1 out of the 5 electric sockets in my private room works. So if you were in there as a couple, maybe with a baby, maybe with some extra things you need to use with electric sockets, however it might be, then you might struggle. That could be an issue for you. For me, I only need 1 electric socket, so it's not a problem. Sorry, I started sucking a boiled sweet. I'm terrible for doing that and forgetting that I'm doing it. And then if the boiled sweet's got paper stuck on it, you know, it gets even more messy. Anywho, time I got going. Let's take a look at Ternopil, shall we? I will mention, if you just walk down to the end of the road there and turn right, you're on Bohdan Khmelnytsky Street. The man gets everywhere, doesn't he? And that is a 5-minute walk straight down to the train station. From that point of view, really good location. From the point of view of, oh, where's there a supermarket? Not such a good location. So I'm glad I did a bit of background work before I came here, and I brought with me the food and water that I would need, because I knew that once I got here, it's a bit of a hike to get to the closest supermarket. Yeah, you can grab a bottle of water from a little shop, but precious little else, really. So, all good. Onward and down. No, not downward. Upward. 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 Why am I still holding this? Can I find an alternative use for it? I really don't know. Anyway, let's get going, shall we? I'm now going to try filming, holding my camera at hip level. Perhaps it'll be less obvious as I'm walking along. I already had a police car go past the hostel with the police lady looking out of her window at me. A little suspicious. What's he up to? But she didn't come back to inquire further. And where am I going? Do I know where I'm going? Of course I don't know where I'm going. I've got only a very vague idea. And even then I've only got a very vague idea because I've had a little look at Google Maps again to tell me roughly where I am. But I'm not put off, because it seems as though Tarnopil, Ternopil, however you want to call it, is a rather small city. Yeah, the walking with the camera at hip level sort of works. It's more comfortable than twisting my arm around like this. However, I end up filming an awful lot of cars, the sides of cars to be precise, and I'm sure you'd rather look at my ruggedly attractive features than the sides of cars. I can't believe that. What am I talking about? I can believe. I did say it, and I'll stick by it. I'm glad I said it, because nobody watches my videos anyway. Do they? Oh, you've got another man sticking his head out of a building. Here he is. black and lime green. That always works, doesn't it? But who are they? Got a feeling they're going to remain a mystery again. Hang on a minute. Who's it? What? Am I back in Ventspils? What are you doing here? Have you followed me? It all began with the missing cow in Pärnu, didn't it? Do you remember? I mentioned in Pärnu there used to be a cow just like one of these. At Boom Boom Bar. What's going on? The herd is scattered far and wide. And for some reason, somebody's written in English all over it. The different cuts of meat. Miaso, meat. Why is that metal thing on around a tree? Got to ask yourself. And what happened to your ear? I can use this broken gorilla grip thing. Somebody's unscrewed his ear. So the ear was screwed on. Or maybe, I don't know. Anyway, get back with the rest of the herd wherever you are. You belong in Ventspils, don't you? Oh well, who knows where anybody belongs these days. Didn't expect to see him. Or is it a her? And I didn't expect to see a huge head in the middle of a small park space. Let's have a look. It's Yaroslav. It's a good name, isn't it? Stetsko. As my mother would say, what a name to go to bed with. My mother had a lot of strange sayings. Don't know who no, not Stanislav. Why did I say Stanislav? I don't know who Yaroslav. God, my tongue is half in Poland. I don't know why or who or how Yaroslav Stetsko got to be here, but I'm thinking with a big school behind, maybe he's something to do with education. He's got a huge head. If you don't believe me, I'll just give you a comparison with mine, and I've got a big head. Big forehead anyway. What do you think? Are we comparable? Right. He's wearing glasses, so he's obviously going to look more intelligent. And this looks like it might be a nice little road to walk down. I wonder if it's called Meat Street or Cow Street. You can never be sure, you know. You know what, I was just about to turn the camera off because I thought maybe there wouldn't be anything to film for a wee while. And then I saw this naked man. What's he doing up there? Don't jump, you fool. She's not worth it. You've got to remember that. You'll get over her. Or maybe he was going to jump for some other reason. The reason is lost to history, probably. I quite like the curves on this building around the windows and things. It's sort of... It actually makes me think of Art Deco before Art Deco, if that makes any sense, which it probably doesn't. It looks like a building which was older, but was Art Deco-fied. Does that make sense? That's how it looks to me anyway. But I'm probably completely wrong, as I usually am. Gosh, I'm feeling perky all of a sudden. Have you noticed? There's a perkiness about this video. And I think the reason could be, I'm waiting for the next disaster. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, so what next is going to happen to me? So, might as well be perky while it lasts, before the dog catastrophe happens. Oh, West Ukrainian National University, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. So it's a little university city with some very interesting buildings. Oh, and there was a naked man back there, and here we've got a naked lady. I suppose it was inevitable she would want to get in on the act, and why shouldn't she? After all, equality and all that. I won't zoom in because then I'll look like a pervert, and I prefer to hide some things from the public. And look at this. This is a bit of a wedding cake of a house, isn't it? Very tricky holding this anything like steady. I do apologise for how shaky it all is, even shakier than normal. But without my gorilla grip handle thing, what is a failed YouTube channeler to do, I ask you? And there's something going on with honey over here, and I think I might as well just go across and have a look at all this stuff. Why not? I wonder if this is the university quarter, where the cool people hang out, rather than the old homeless bums and drifters. Now, is this something to do with honey? It's got to be something to do with honey, hasn't it? However, yes, I was going to say there's no sign to say what's it all about then. We got a nice honeybee. I'll be your do-do-do-do-do-do. I'll be your bee. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, that song's... I haven't heard it, it's so good, but I haven't heard it in so long. Can't remember the words. I like that, but I don't know what it's doing here. There's a chocolate wrapper, which I don't think is a part of the hidden meaning. And I can't read that handwriting. Nope. Don't know what that says. Well, well. We've got the wedding cake building over here. A nice grand building down this way. Don't know what that's about. Let's go in the shade, shall we? Here we are, the Ternopil wedding cake building. Look at all that icing sugar. How long did it take for an artisan to make that, to put all that together? And it's a very nice, if you like this sort of thing, Soviet era designed lamp. But do you like that sort of thing? I know I do. A little wee sculpture. So, a city of art. And let's have a look at this. Who do we recognise? Well, I can only recognise Taras Shevchenko, the central figure in the crowd. And then above are two men and a woman in typical socialist realist style, looking boldly to a brighter future. You know, that one which didn't happen under communism. Well, that's a lovely looking theatre. Dazzled by the sunshine. I've just seen a sign telling me, it's written in English, that we're in Taras Shevchenko Garden Square. Nice looking building of some kind over there. We've got the garden continuing this way with fountains. Oh, I've got to I've got to walk that way, haven't I? I have, but on the other hand, I just wanted to point out that if you go this way, it takes you back to the train station. So let's walk this way first, shall we? And then we can come back. I think that would be a good idea. Just trying to time my walk so I don't walk into people and don't get too many people who don't want to be captured on film. So we walk down that street, past the honey statue and the cow, the rogue cow, and a nice archway there, but do I want to walk under the archway? Underneath the arches, I dream my dreams away. Underneath the arches, down Paradise Way. Another old wartime song that your grandparents probably never used to sing. But if they did, I'm sure they used to sing it far better than me. Oh, we've got a nice little mock-up model, but not really. There's one building there, but it's not a full-scale mock-up model of the whole city. Although here in the middle, there is an attempt to achieve that. So we're in the Stare Miesto. Nice flowers and bees. Now this looks quite something. And again, the time isn't necessarily correct. What a lovely, nice, easy walk. I think this must be a major university faculty thing, because I'm seeing a lot of Indian guys here. This morning I must have seen about a dozen, and I'm thinking they're linked to the university here as students. Could be completely wrong, of course, could just be on holiday, but that would be my guess. Lovely to see from a completely selfish point of view, forgetting about water shortages or anything else. It's lovely to see these fountains. I feel like I'm on holiday, or there's some kind of special holiday going on at the moment which I'm unaware of. I don't think that's the case though. A welcoming Cossack on that one. What have we got up there? Mary Poppins? Possibly not. Let's see if this is going to refresh it. Who is she? Right, it's not Mary Poppins. It's someone called... Oh no, I can't read this handwriting again. Why isn't it in block capitals? Solomia Krusyanska. Apologies to the family for that. But I should say apologies to the whole of Ukraine for that dreadful pronunciation. When I was looking at sort of a list of notable people connected with Ternopil, well, actually there was a Jewish archaeologist from the 19th century, name I can't remember. There is an electronic music group who are contemporary right now, who represented Ukraine in the Eurovision Song Contest of 2023, called Tvorchi. They come from Tarnopil. And back 100 years ago, there was a lady soprano opera singer. She doesn't necessarily look like an opera singer, does she? But yeah, I'm not going to try and kid you and say, and I see musical motifs in the design of whatever she's leaning on. No. Don't know who Solomia is. Maybe a singer. Tell you what, this is a great opportunity again. I know you can't be bothered to trouble yourself to do it, but why not let me know in the comments below? It's got a ring to it. Shall we sing to it? And more nice lamps. Here we are. I'm not sure what that box is doing stuck on there. But isn't that a pretty design? Shame one's broken. And there's my drone shot. You know the drone shot, the shot which you'll never actually see in real life if you come here. Always useful, drone shots.